So hello students and welcome back again to another video tutorial. And in this video tutorial, we are going to analyze what are genes and what are the gene families, how genes and gene families are being organized in our DNA or in our genetic material, the manner in which genes and gene families are present. किस प्रकार से हमारे जीनोम में जीन्स और जीन फैमिलीज प्रेजेंट होती हैं, दैट वी विल बी विजुअलाइजिंग इन दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. इस टॉपिक के अंदर हम लोग जीन्स और जीन्स की फैमिलीज के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं, दैट हाउ जीन्स एंड जीन्स फैमिलीज आर बीइंग ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इन आवर क्रोमोसोम्स. ओके, so let us start. Gene families. So basically is what are these gene families? Okay, so gene families refer to a set of genes with sequence homology descended from a common ancestor. Okay, so when genes have been descended from a common ancestor, then it is commonly referred to as a gene family. देखिए gene family होती क्या है? Gene family है एक collection of genes. It is a collection of genes that has been inherited from a common ancestor. Then it is commonly referred to as a gene family. There is a common ancestor, and from that common ancestor a particular gene has been inherited. Then it is commonly referred to as a gene family. You can look here, there are several different types of gene families. Now what happens during the evolution of the genome? In the evolution of a genome, supposingly there is a gene, that gene gets duplicated itself. अगर जीनोम के अंदर कोई एक पर्टिकुलर जीन है तो वो जीन अपने आप को डुप्लीकेट कर लेता है. जब वो जीन अपने आप को डुप्लीकेट कर लेता है तो वो अपनी एक फैमिली को बना देता है, एंड दैट कंप्लीट सेट ऑफ डुप्लीकेटेड जीन्स इज कॉमनली रेफर्ड टू एज अ जीन फैमिली. सो अ सेट ऑफ डुप्लीकेटेड जीन्स इज कॉमनली रेफर्ड टू एज gene family. Okay, but all these members of these gene family must have a common homology descendant. They must have a common descendant from which they would have evolved. सारे के सारे जीन्स के अंदर जो एक जीन फैमिली को कंस्टिट्यूट करते हैं, उन सब के बीच में बेटा क्या होना चाहिए? एक कॉमन होमोलोगस डिसेंडेंट होना चाहिए, ताकि हमें पता चले किस डिसेंडेंट से वो जीन फैमिली अराइजेस हुई है. ओके, so there are two different ways in which the members of the gene family might be arranged. One is they could be present in the form of clusters. Clusters का मतलब होता है ग्रुप्स के फॉर्म में, छोटे 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 ग्रुप्स के फॉर्म में आपके पूरे जीनोम में है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल hemoglobin genes which are present in the case of humans are arranged in clusters, whereas the members can also be dispersed, that is present in isolation. For example, H1 histone के जितने भी members होते हैं वो isolation में होते हैं. There are approximately 25,000 genes in humans. Okay, some author write it 21,000, some other author write it 25,000. So considering it roughly to be equivalent to 25,000, the humans have 15,000 gene families. Okay, considering that there are 25,000 number of genes which are present in the case of humans, there are 15,000 gene families that would have evolved, and these gene families are related by their exons only. The intronic sequences are completely absent in the case of such gene families. Gene family में कोई भी इंट्रॉनिक सीक्वेंसेस के बेसिस पे रिलेशन नहीं होता. किसी भी प्रोटीन कोडिंग जीन के अंदर अगर आपको पता हो, देयर आर इंटरवीनिंग सीक्वेंसेस कॉल्ड एज इंट्रॉन्स, एंड इंट्रॉन्स आर फंक्शनलेस, दे हैव टू बी एक्साइज्ड. ओके, but the exons are the sequences that are going to code for the formation of a particular protein. So on the basis of the exonic sequences, we can say that the 25,000 number of genes can be categorized into 15,000 gene families. So gene families can then be categorized into two different types. One is simple, another one is complex multi-gene family. Now what do you mean by simple or classical multi-gene family? What do you mean by complex multi-gene family? That we will have to differentiate. भाई gene family को दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया गया है. एक है बेटा सिंपल जीन फैमिली, दूसरा है बच्चे कॉम्प्लेक्स मल्टी जीन फैमिली. सिंपल मल्टी जीन फैमिली के अंदर क्या होता है? एक जो जीन है वो मल्टीपल कॉपीज में जीनोम में प्रेजेंट होगा. In the case of simple multi-gene family, a particular gene will be present in more than one copy in the genome. then it is called as simple multi-gene family. Just because of the duplication of that particular gene, a simple multi-gene family has been produced. The sequences are either identical or nearly identical. Please look at the presentation. You can look here that gene families in which all the members have identical or nearly identical sequences, they have same type of a sequence, okay, or they are nearly identical to each other. Either they are identical or nearly identical to each other. So there is a picture of a hero, okay, Govinda, and his role in two different movies in a single movie with two different characters. So you can find that there is a gene that has more than one different form present in your body. For example, rRNA gene. rRNA gene is a gene that will encode for the formation of ribosomal RNA. Okay. Now this gene can be present in the case of even E. coli. If it is present in a copy number of 500. Copy number of 500 is present in the case of even E. coli. Even the simplest organism has so many number of copies. Okay. So here what you find from here is that it will contribute to a formation of a simple multi-gene family. ऐसे gene simple multi-gene family को बनाते हैं. The formation of simple multi-gene family is to meet the cellular demand of the gene associated with it. Another very important point. Actually, sir, why these simple multi-gene families are being produced? Sir, किसी भी जीन का अगर डुप्लीकेशन हो रहा है, बच्चों के माइंड में आ सकता है, किसी भी जीन का अगर डुप्लीकेशन हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है? What is the need of this particular duplication? The need of a duplication is that in order to make the need for the transcript to be satisfied. अगर आपके सेल को किसी एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोटीन की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है तो क्या करोगे? उसके जीन को बहुत ज्यादा आप कॉपी कर लोगे. Once you will be able to copy the gene into several number of copies, the phenomena is commonly referred to as duplication of the gene. The duplication of the gene will make it sure that you have a continuous supply of a very large amount of protein. किसी भी जीन का अगर आपने डुप्लीकेशन किया तो आप लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोटीन को बना सकते हो. ओके. द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सिंपल मल्टीजीन फैमिली इज टू मीट द सेलुलर डिमांड ऑफ द genes which are going to be associated with it in the form of a transcript. So there are genes which are going to be associated, and those genes are the one that could meet the requirement for the formation of a particular transcript. That is why simple multi-gene families have evolved. सिंपल मल्टीजीन फैमिलीज के एवोल्यूशन का रीजन ही ये है ताकि हम लार्ज अमाउंट में ट्रांसक्रिप्ट को बना सकें और उस लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ ट्रांसक्रिप्ट से सेल की नीड को पूरा कर सकें. मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Now, moving to the next slide, what we found out here is that we have to now look towards another class of multi-gene families called as complex multi-gene family. Now, what are these complex multi-gene families and how complex multi-gene families are going to be produced? देखिए नाम से ही पता चल रहा है, complex multi-gene family. What do you mean by complex? That means the genes that would have evolved would have also significantly altered themselves. जिन जीन्स का एवोल्यूशन हुआ है उन्होंने अपने आप को सिग्निफिकेंटली चेंज भी कर लिया है. इस प्रकार से चेंज कर लिया है कि उनका प्रोटीन प्रोडक्ट भी एक दूसरे से चेंज हो चुका है. जीन फैमिलीज इन विच जीन्स आर ऑल्दो सिमिलर इन सीक्वेंस but are significantly different. You can see these are the two, Chingu Mingu. Okay, both of these have the similar type of face, but the expression of hairs clearly indicate they belong to the two different gene families. For the gene product to have distinctive properties, okay, so the gene product has distinct properties. For example, you can look forward at the globin gene family. The globin gene family is a complex multi-gene family. Why it is a complex multi-gene family? Because its members are having great diversity present within themselves. Look at the presentation and the diagram shown below. There is an alpha gene and a beta gene. Both these genes have evolved from a common ancestor, a globin gene. A globin gene gave rise to so much of diverse form of genes. एक ग्लोबिन जीन ने सारे तरीके के जीन्स को बनाया. तो आप समझ सकते हैं ना कितनी ज्यादा डाइवर्सिटी है, कितने अलग अलग तरीके के जीन्स यहां पर बने हैं. प्लीज लुक एट द प्रेजेंटेशन. आई एम शोइंग इट टू यू. So you look here. There is an ancestral globin gene which is present. Okay, the first gene that would have evolved, but later on it gave rise to alpha, it gave rise to beta. Alpha globin gene family gets separated from the beta globin gene family. दो भाई हैं, लड़ भिड़ के अलग हो गए. So there is an alpha globin gene family, there is a beta globin gene family. The alpha globin gene family underwent mutations, gave rise to another gene called as delta and alpha. Okay, delta and alpha. Then delta got duplicated. As delta got duplicated, so it gets converted into a functional copy of the delta and a non-functional copy of the delta that is referred to as pseudogene. Pseudogenes arises because of an ancient historic event such as mutation. किसी एक म्यूटेशन की वजह से क्या बन गया? Pseudogene बन गया. Otherwise ये एक्टिव था. Later on this alpha gave rise to alpha 1, alpha 2, psi alpha 1, psi alpha 2, psi theta, and these alpha 1 and alpha 2 are found in the case of fetal hemoglobin. All the alpha globin gene family is present over the chromosome number 16. Similarly, beta globin gene gave rise to gamma as well as the beta globin. Beta globin is present along with the delta for the adult hemoglobin. In the case of fetal, again, gamma form of beta hemoglobin is present. Now you can find that there are several different types or different forms of the globin protein. Globin gene underwent several different types of mutations to form alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon naught, and theta. That means it has formed 6 different types of protein coding genes, as well as has also produced 4 different non-coding or the pseudogenes. Please look at the table shown in front of you. You can differentiate the globin gene family and the alpha globin gene family from the beta globin gene family. See the alpha globin gene family. The alpha globin gene family consists of alpha genes. Alpha 1. Alpha 1 is present in fetus, HbF. Alpha 2 is also present in fetus. Alpha 1 और alpha 2 दोनों ही fetus में है. जबकि zeta genes प्रेजेंट होते हैं इम्ब्रानिक हीमोग्लोबिन में. कौन से हीमोग्लोबिन में प्रेजेंट होते हैं? इम्ब्रानिक हीमोग्लोबिन. इम्ब्रानिक हीमोग्लोबिन होता कैसा है? सर इम्ब्रानिक हीमोग्लोबिन कैसा होगा? बेटा अगर मैं इम्ब्रानिक हीमोग्लोबिन के बारे में बात करूंगा तो इम्ब्रानिक हीमोग्लोबिन विल कंटेन 2 copies of the zeta and 2 copies of the epsilon naught. Okay, this is referred to as embryonic hemoglobin. So there are 2 copies of the zeta and 2 copies of the epsilon naught is called as embryonic hemoglobin. Another one is called as HbF. What do you mean by HbF? HbF is also referred to as fetal hemoglobin. There is 2 copies of alpha and there are 2 copies of gamma which are present. And this hemoglobin is commonly referred to as the fetal hemoglobin. इसे हम क्या कह देते हैं? This is commonly referred to as fetal hemoglobin. Okay, and the adult hemoglobin are 2 copies of alpha and 2 copies of beta, or 2 copies of alpha and 2 copies of delta. Okay, whereas adult hemoglobin, so the adult hemoglobin can be A2, which is referred to as 2 copies of alpha and 2 copies of delta, or A1, which is also referred to as 2 copies of alpha and 2 copies of beta. This is how it is present. This is how, in what manner the hemoglobin is present. You can look forward here. The zeta is present in embryonic hemoglobin. Similarly, epsilon is the beta globin gene part present in the case of embryonic hemoglobin. Here it is given embryonic hemoglobin. Second is alpha, that is alpha 1 and gamma. Alpha 1 and gamma 1, gamma 2 are present in fetus. Similarly, the alpha can be alpha 2 and then gamma is present in fetus. Adult hemoglobin can be delta hemoglobin or can be normal adult hemoglobin. This delta hemoglobin is found in less than 2% of the human population, and more than 98% of the human population has the simple hemoglobin, that is 2 alpha and 2 beta. So this is the type of sequences which are present in the case of complex multi-gene family, and the मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कॉम्प्लेक्स मल्टीजीन फैमिली इज द ग्लोबिन जीन फैमिली. तो इस प्रकार के सीक्वेंसेस प्रेजेंट होते हैं बेटा ग्लोबिन जीन फैमिली में, जिसमें आपने देखा एक ही जीन कई प्रकार के जीन्स के अंदर मॉडिफाई हो जाएगा. सिंगल जीन विल गेट मॉडिफाइड इनटू सेवरल डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ genes, and these genes will lead to the formation of more than one type of protein. Okay, the evolution of these proteins is very important. See, when a fetus will be produced in the mother's body, of course fetus will be produced in mother's body, then what is going to happen? Fetus will receive the deoxygenated blood from the mother's body. Fetus mother की body से deoxygenated blood लेगा. अगर फीटस डिऑक्सीनेटेड ब्लड में से ऑक्सीजन नहीं निकाल पाया तो फीटस की डेथ हो जाएगी. इसी काम में आता है फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन. फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड में से ऑक्सीजन ले सकता है. फीटस hemoglobin is a type of hemoglobin present in fetus which has the ability to abstract oxygen from the deoxygenated blood of the maternal body. तो मदर की बॉडी में से डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड में से भी ऑक्सीजन को लेने की कैपेबिलिटी रखता है कौन? फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन, the vivipary has evolved in the case of humans. The evolution of vivipary is the result of development of fetal hemoglobin. So an entire procedure of vivipary, the increase in the gestation period up till 9 months is because of this particular protein. Because of the increase in gestation period, the cranial capacity of the humans became larger and we human became the superior varieties over the planet earth. यानी कि ह्यूमंस की क्रेनियल कैपेसिटी, उनका सुपीरियर वैरायटी बनना किसके ऊपर डिपेंड किया? फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन के डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर. और फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन किसका पार्ट है? कॉम्प्लेक्स मल्टीजीन फैमिली का पार्ट है. तो इसलिए मैं आपको यहां पर यह बताना चाहता हूं, every gene is important and every gene has a capability to form a gene family, but the product of the gene family should be useful, and if the product of the gene family is not useful, they get converted into the pseudo genes. This is all about the complex multi-gene family. Moving forward to the next slide. So the third type of family of the gene is referred to as gene superfamily. Now, how does this gene superfamily differs from the multi-gene family? Firstly, gene superfamily. What is this gene superfamily? Gene superfamily is a group of related multi-gene families which is completely sometimes called as gene superfamily. देखिए, related multi-gene families हैं, कई सारी multi-gene families हैं, उन सबको मिला के हम super gene families बोल सकते हैं. These include many multi-gene families. Now, some of the most important super gene families are ABC transporters. Now, ABC transporters are a type of transporters which are present in multi-drug resistance organism. किसी भी MDR strain के अंदर ABC transporters are present in MDR strains, multi-drug resistance strains of any microbe has MDRs in the form of ABC transporter. तो ABC transporter एक प्रकार के ऐसे transporters होते हैं which depends upon ATP and they are referred to as ATP binding cassette transporter molecules. So they are included in multiple multi-gene family that is referred to as gene superfamily. इनकी अलग अलग families होती हैं. उन सारी families को अगर हम मिला देते हैं तो एक super family को बना देते हैं. Okay, major facilitator superfamily is also referred to as MFS transporters. Okay, there is another superfamily of the tumor suppressor genes. These are tumor suppressor genes. Tumor suppressor gene. You know that there are approximately 300 different types of tumor suppressor genes. Those suppresses tumor in our body. We would be studying about them. So one of them is the MFS transporters, the major facilitators superfamily of proteins, which helps in the translocation of protein molecules across the organelles प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. ठीक है, ऑर्गेनेल्स की प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के अंदर होते हैं जैसे कि माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, और ये बहुत सारी प्रोटीन्स का ट्रांसपोर्ट का काम करती हैं. ये ट्यूमर सप्रेसर जीन्स की तरह वर्क करती हैं. अब देखिए, हमें अगर जीन फैमिलीज को क्लासिफाई करना है तो हम कैसे करेंगे? सो बेसिकली द जीन फैमिलीज कैन बी क्लासिफाइड इनटू द फॉलोइंग टाइप्स: मल्टी जीन फैमिलीज and gene superfamilies. Multi-gene families means multiple number of genes are present. Either the copy of a single gene is present or the copy of different types of genes which have a common ancestor is present. First, when a copy of simple type of genes is present, then it is called as simple multi-gene family. As you can indicate, the rRNA gene family is a type of सिंपल मल्टी जीन फैमिली. कौन सी जीन फैमिली है? राइबोसोमल आरएनए को इनकोड करने वाली जो जीन फैमिली है वो सिंपल मल्टी जीन फैमिली है. भाई, राइबोसोमल आरएनए कई बार रिपीटेड होगा. इन द केस ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स मल्टी जीन फैमिली, द प्रोटीन कोडिंग जीन will be slightly different from each other and will be inherited as such. Okay, it would be slightly different. For example, alpha, beta, gamma, and then there was delta, epsilon globin protein which were present, and they were constituting the complex multi-gene family. Now basically, students, you might be wondering actually why we are studying these gene family. What is the use of these gene family? Gene families or gene clusters offer us an opportunity to examine the force involved in the evolution of genome. It offers us an opportunity in order to determine that how the forces are involved in the process of evolution is going to take place. जीन क्लस्टर्स इस बात को इंश्योर करते हैं, हमें बताते हैं कि कौन कौन सी फोर्सेस हैं जो इवोल्यूशन के अंदर टेक पार्ट कर रही हैं, कैसे इवॉल्व हो रहा है अपना जीन किस तरीके से इवॉल्व होते होते अलग अलग तरीके के जीन्स के अंदर इवॉल्व हो जाते हैं, एंड हाउ द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोटीन्स कैन बी इफेक्टिवली प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय द इवोल्यूशन ऑफ ए जीन. दिस इज ऑल डिस्कस्ड इन द केस ऑफ जीन फैमिलीज. जीन फैमिलीज के थ्रू ही हमें ये सारी चीजें, सारी इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में पता लगता है. Okay, so this is all about the gene family. Now moving to the next slide. So now we have to talk about that how these super families have been produced. किस प्रकार से super families बन गई, कैसे हुआ इन genes का evolution, and in what possible manner the evolution led to the formation of super families. So we must now discuss the process of formation of all these genes with the understanding of the formation of homologous, orthologous, paralogous genes. That what are the homologous genes, orthologous and paralogous genes. Okay, so firstly we are going to look at the homologous genes. अभी हमें जीन फैमिलीज को स्टडी करने के लिए सबसे पहले homologous genes को देखना होगा. Homologous genes are the genes that shares a common ancestry. They have a common ancestor among themselves. That is why it is commonly referred to as a homologous genes. These genes duplicate, mutate and evolve into paralogous and orthologous genes. इन genes का duplication होता है, multiplication होता है, और ये इवॉल्व हो जाते हैं दो अलग अलग तरीके के जीन्स के अंदर. वन इज कॉल्ड एज पैरालोगस एंड अदर वन इज कॉल्ड एज ऑर्थोलोगस. सो देयर आर टू डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ जीन्स दैट आर गोइंग टू बी प्रोड्यूस्ड. वन इज कॉल्ड एज पैरालोगस एंड अदर वन इज कॉल्ड एज ऑर्थोलोगस. तो यहां पर आपको पता चलता है इन दोनों तरीके के जीन्स का एवोल्यूशन हुआ है. कौन कौन सी जीन्स का एवोल्यूशन हुआ है? पैरालोगस का एवोल्यूशन हुआ है और ऑर्थोलोगस का एवोल्यूशन हुआ है. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस पैरालोगस एंड व्हाट इज दिस ऑर्थोलोगस, एंड हाउ डज दीस पैरालोगस एंड ऑर्थोलोगस आर डिफरिंग फ्रॉम ईच अदर, दैट वी मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड. हमें देखना होगा कि ये पैरालोगस और ऑर्थोलोगस किस प्रकार से एक दूसरे से अलग अलग होते हैं. नाउ यू टेक अ पर्टिकुलर एग्जांपल. there was a common ancestral gene as shown it to you in the diagram. Please look at the cursor in the diagram. There was a common ancestral gene which was present. Now, the evolution of this common ancestral gene began to take place. When the evolution of this common ancestral gene began to take place, it evolved, and during the process of evolution gene duplication occurred. जीन का एवोल्यूशन हुआ और जीन के एवोल्यूशन में जीन का डुप्लीकेशन हो गया, यानी कि जो जीन आज एक कॉपी में था अब वो दो अलग अलग कॉपीज में है. Now that gene is present in two different copies. One copy is being inherited by one type of an organism. Another type of an organism inherited the another copy. Now you see, there are two species of the bee, honeybee. Okay, how these two species of the honeybee has evolved. The gene A and B further evolved into A1 and A2. जीन A फिर से evolved हुआ, उसने क्या बनाया, जीन A1 और A2. जीन B का भी evolution हुआ, जीन B also evolved, led to the formation of gene B1 and B2. Okay, so there are the genes B1 and B2 which are going to be produced. Now, what is the relationship in between A, B1, A2 and B2? All of these have evolved from a common ancestor, so they are referred to as homologous genes. These are the genes that have a common evolutionary ancestor. So all these genes are having a common evolutionary ancestor. That is why it is commonly referred to as homologous genes. इसीलिए बेटा हमने इसे क्या बोला है, homologous genes कहा है. But then there are paralogous genes. Now what do you mean by paralogous genes? Paralogous simply means present in pairs. You can just remember by a mnemonic. A very important mnemonic is being provided to you all. That means P for paralogous, and paralogous means present in pairs. A gene which is present in pair is said to be paralogous. For example, you can find that a gene such as that of myoglobin and hemoglobin are present in the case of Homo sapiens. हमारे अंदर दोनों जीन है, हमारी मसल्स में मायोग्लोबिन है, हमारे ब्लड में क्या है, हीमोग्लोबिन है. Our blood cells, RBCs have hemoglobin, our muscles have myoglobin. Both the muscles, myoglobin and hemoglobin are a type of paralogous genes. These are a type of paralogous genes in nature. These paralogous genes arises through duplication and divergence of the homologous genes, example myoglobin and hemoglobin. Then there is the next type which is referred to as orthologous genes. Orthologous genes arises through speciation and divergence. There is a speciation and there is a divergence that is going to take place. For example, the myoglobin gene which is present in humans and chimpanzees. अब भाई हमारे अंदर जो मायोग्लोबिन है और जो चिंपैंजी में मायोग्लोबिन है, क्या वो एक ही ऑर्गेनिज्म में है? नहीं. When two different genes are present in two different organisms, then they are said to be orthologous. When two different genes having a common ancestor is present in the same organism, then it is referred to as paralogous. That means these genes are present in pair. पैरालोगस जीन्स पेयर में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. हीमोग्लोबिन और मायोग्लोबिन एक पेयर में प्रेजेंट है, आपके अंदर प्रेजेंट है. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉमनली कॉल्ड एज पैरालोगस जीन. सो यू कैन लुक हियर. इफ यू कंपेयर द जीन B2 and gene B1, gene B1 is present in another species A. Okay, this is present in species A, and gene B2 is present in species B. This is present in species B. Then both gene B1 and B2 are said to be orthologous. तो हम gene B1 और B2 को क्या बोल देंगे? Orthologous. Okay, gene B1 and B2. So these are the genes which are present. Gene B1 and B2 are said to be orthologous. When you talk about the paralogous genes, what do you mean by paralogous gene? Within the species A, there is a gene A1 which is present. Species A के अंदर ही कुछ और genes हैं. For example, there is an gene A1 which is present, and gene A1 and gene A1B are said to be present in the form of paralogous genes. Okay, these are referred to as paralogous genes. In fact, gene A1 and gene B1 are also said to be paralogous to each other. इन दोनों जीन्स को हम क्या कह देंगे? पैरालोगस कह देंगे. What would be the relation between gene A1 and A1B? In between these two genes, what would be the exact relation that we will have to see? इन दोनों जीन्स के बीच में एग्जैक्ट रिलेशन क्या है वो हमें देखना है. दे आर सेड टू बी इम्परफेक्ट पैरालोगस. पैरालोगस तो ये हैं, एक दूसरे के से थोड़े से अलग भी हैं और एक ही ऑर्गेनिज्म में हैं, बट दे आर सेड टू बी इम्परफेक्ट पैरालोगस. पैरालोगस genes must have evolved into two different forms before the evolution of an species. एक स्पीशीज के बनने से पहले ही उन जीन्स को दो पार्ट के अंदर टूट जाना चाहिए, तभी बेटा वो पैरालोगस कहलाते हैं. ये इम्परफेक्ट पैरालोगस है. इम्परफेक्ट पैरालोगस क्यों है? ये इम्परफेक्ट पैरालोगस इसीलिए है क्योंकि यहां पर जीन A1 और जीन A1B स्पीशीज बनने के पहले दो पार्ट में नहीं टूटे, स्पीशीज बनने के बाद में टूटे हैं. Gene A1 and gene A1B are said to be imperfect paralogous because they have evolved themselves before the formation of an species, not they have evolved themselves after the formation of a species and not before the formation of a species. A paralogous gene is called as a paralogous only when it evolves before the formation of a species. Okay, this would be clear to you all. With this, we have finished the next topic, the mnemonic, which is very important. P for paralogous, and paralogous genes are always present in pair. These genes are always present in the form of pairs. Paralogous genes हमेशा ही पेयर्स में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. जैसे कि आप बात करते हैं मायोग्लोबिन के जीन की, अगर आप बात करते हैं मायोग्लोबिन और हीमोग्लोबिन के जीन की, तो मायोग्लोबिन भी है हमारे अंदर और हीमोग्लोबिन भी है, दोनों हमारे अंदर हैं. बोथ मायोग्लोबिन एंड हीमोग्लोबिन आर प्रेजेंट इन आवर सेल्स. दे हैव इवॉल्व्ड much more before the formation of Homo sapiens. That is why they are said to be paralogous in nature. Moving forward to the next slide. So a key important question that may arise in your mind is that, sir, why the evolution has taken place? The evolution has taken place, or the duplication has taken place in order to introduce the variations. डुप्लीकेशन किस लिए हुआ है जीन्स का? डुप्लीकेशन लीड टू द फॉर इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ वेरिएशंस. यू कैन लुक एट द टू डिफरेंट फ्लाइज. बोथ द फ्लाइज सिग्निफिकेंटली डिफर फ्रॉम ईच अदर. द स्पीशीज A and species B has become distinct. Why? Because there are variations which have been produced on the basis of the evolution of genes. They have produced variation. It is these variations that are the raw material of evolution. वेरिएशन ही रॉ मटेरियल होते हैं एवोल्यूशन के लिए. आगे एवोल्यूशन होगा ये किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है? ये डिपेंड करता है दैट देयर इज अ वेरिएशन, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दीज वेरिएशन द एवोल्यूशन of an organism is going to take place, and it will be evolved into further effective organisms over the planet Earth, producing new type of a variety. So now moving forward to the next topic, we find the different types of homologous genes that are found in the case of humans. Now, which are the different types of homologous genes that have evolved in our genome? हमारे जीनोम में कितने प्रकार के homologous gene बने हैं? Orthologous genes. If there are two genes present in two different species, evolved from a common ancestor, hemoglobin present in us, hemoglobin which is present in the cow or the buffalo. Okay, both of these are said to be orthologous. Genes that diverge by speciation are referred to as orthologous genes. They may or may not have the same function. Paralogous genes, genes that originate from a ancestor by duplication and reside within the same species. Within the same species, genes which are present and they have a common ancestor. For example, myoglobin and hemoglobin, they have a common ancestor and are present within the same species. Then they are referred to as paralogous. Imparalogous or symparalogous genes, genes that have duplicated after the last speciation has taken place. One very good example of this gene duplication is the presence of Bombay blood group. Okay, Example, the formation of Bombay blood group. Now, what do you mean by Bombay blood group? Bombay blood group is an exceptional blood group which is completely different as it lacks even O antigen. Lacks even O antigen. And as there is no O antigen, so such type of a blood group that will be produced will be referred to as Bombay blood group. तो बेटा इस प्रकार का जो ब्लड ग्रुप बनेगा उस ब्लड ग्रुप को हम क्या कह देते हैं? बॉम्बे ब्लड ग्रुप कह देते हैं. This Bombay blood group has evolved after the formation of human beings. So it is a very good example of in-paralogous genes, out-paralogous genes. Genes, a subtype of paralogous genes. These are genes that duplicate before the last speciation occurs. Just before the last speciation has occurred, they have duplicated. Okay, so they are referred to as out-paralogous or also referred to as alloparalogous genes. Okay, before the last speciation. Actually, all out-paralogous genes are the true paralogous genes. Paralogous genes को ही हम क्या बोल देते हैं? Out-paralogous genes. स्पीशीज के बनने से पहले ही इनका क्या हो गया? इनका evolution हो गया. These genes that duplicated before the last speciation has occurred. Even before the last speciation, they were able to duplicate themselves. Then they are said to be alloparalogs. Onologs, a type of paralog, whole genome duplication. Now the entire genome of an organism is going to be duplicated. For example, there is a herpes virus that can enter into the human genome. Okay, herpes virus has the ability to make its gene enter into the human chromosomal DNA. Okay, and then it replicates or duplicates its chromosomal DNA, its own genome. Then the type of genes that will be produced will be referred to as होनोलॉजी, होनोलॉग्स. होनोलॉग्स में पूरा का पूरा जीनोम ही रेप्लिकेट कर जाता है. HIV virus, when enters into a human cell, replicates itself in order to form two of its copies. Then it is referred to as onology. Gametologs, the genes in sex chromosomes that have not recombined are referred to as gametologs. These genes are present in the sex chromosomes. They have never recombined. They do not undergo recombination. Then it is referred to as gametologs. Xenologs, a transfer of genes by means other than direct descent from parents to offspring from one generation to another is said to be xenologous genes. Okay. Now, supposingly, there is an horizontal gene transfer, there is a vertical gene transfer. Horizontal gene transfer कहाँ से होता है? From the parents to offspring. The genes are being transferred. This is called as horizontal gene transfer. Through conjugation, if the bacteria transfer their genes, then it is referred to as horizontal gene transfer. From parents to offspring, vertical. In between the two bacteria, it is called as horizontal. Okay. But if you uptake a gene from the foreign material, such as through the DNA molecule in the form of transformation experiment किया था ना ग्रिफिथ ने. Griffith did a transformation experiment. The bacterial cells were able to take a DNA from the surrounding medium से DNA को ले लिया. तो ये क्या हो जाता है? This is referred to as transformation. Transformation can take place, or transduction. Virus can cause their genetic material to be incorporated in your body, HIV or herpes virus. Then it is called as xenologs. Homeologs, a subtypes of xenologs, the hybridization of genes of two separate species producing through homologous recombination. Now a virus came into your body. For example, avian leukosis virus. Okay, and avian leukosis virus, whenever enters into your body, combines with the genetic material of its host cell. एवियन ल्यूकोसिस वायरस जब भी बॉडी के अंदर आता है, वो जेनेटिक मटेरियल के साथ में क्या कर जाता है? बॉडी के कंबाइन कर जाता है and performs homologous recombination. Then it is referred to as homeologous logs, and it takes place in the case of avian leukosis virus. Avian leukosis virus. This virus. So this is how it can take place. So with this, we have finished the types of homologous genes. Moving forward to the next topic. Now we have to look at the human nuclear genome, that how the nuclear genome is present in the case of humans. Humans के अंदर किस प्रकार का genome होता है, and how this genome is going to be organized in the case of humans. The haploid genome in the case of human consists of 3.2 into 10 raised to power 9 number of base pair. Okay, so how many number of base pair are actually present in the case of humans? 3.2 into 10 raised to power 9 number of base pairs are present in the case of humans, and these base pairs are organized in the form of 46 number of chromosomes. ये जितने भी base pair हमारे अंदर हैं, इन सारे base pairs को organize कितनों में किया गया है? 46 number of chromosomes. They have been organized into 46 number of chromosomes, and they are present in the form of 22 autosomes plus XY, which is present in the form of males, and 22 autosomes plus XX present in the case of females. So these are the two different types of individuals which are present. So 22 pairs of autosomes are present, and one pair of So now we will have to look at the human nuclear genome. What is this human nuclear genome and how the human nuclear genome is organized? We have seen that the human haploid genome consists of 3.2 into 10 raised to power 9 number of base pair, which is organized in 46 number of chromosomes. And these 46 number of chromosomes are being organized as 22 pairs of autosomes, and XY number of chromosomes in the case of males, and 22 autosomes as well as XX chromosomes which are present in the case of females. तो 22 autosomes होंगे और XX chromosomes होंगे female के लिए. Genes occupy approximately 25% of the human genome, but protein coding genes are very limited. They just occupy approximately 1.5% of the human genome. जो प्रोटीन कोडिंग जीन्स होते हैं ना, वो बहुत ही कम होते हैं. वो कितने होते हैं? They are just 1.5% of this total fraction, and the total human genome is being comprised by the genes approximately 25%. करीब करीब आपके पूरे जीनोम का 25% कौन बनाता है? केवल और केवल जीन्स ही जो होते हैं वो हमारे क्रोमोसोम्स के 25% ऑफ जीनोमिक डीएनए को बनाते हैं. लेकिन इन जीन्स में से भी जो प्रोटीन कोडिंग जीन है, सारे ये जीन प्रोटीन को नहीं कोड करते. कई जीन्स आरएनए को बनाते हैं, कई जीन्स टीआरएनए को बनाते हैं. Only certain genes codes for the formation of proteins, and those genes that codes for the formation of proteins are just 1.5% of the total fraction. टोटल फ्रैक्शन में से केवल 1.5% ही जीन ऐसे हैं जो प्रोटीन को बनाते हैं, बाकी जीन्स प्रोटीन को नहीं बनाते. The genome in the case of human beings can be categorized into two different types. One is commonly called as the nuclear genome, and another one is commonly referred to as the mitochondrial genome. एक न्यूक्लियस जीनोम हो सकता है हमारे अंदर और माइटोकॉन्ड्रियल जीनोम हो सकता है. प्लांट के अंदर तीन हो सकते हैं. Plant will have three different types of genome. One would be nuclear, another one would be organelle genome, but in the case of plant it would be categorized into mitochondria or chloroplast. So they have two different organelle genome and a nuclear genome. We have a nuclear genome and an organelle genome present in the form of mitochondria. Some of the key important features which you must remember about our genome is that the size of the human genome is 3 into 10 to the power 9 number of base pair. But usually students are being asked about the DNA content of a somatic cell. Put a star there. See, the DNA content of a somatic cell will be 2 times its genome. Genome का मतलब होता है haploid set of chromosomes. Genome means the haploid set of chromosomes. When you talk about a somatic cell, the somatic cell will have diploid number of chromosomes, so it will have 6 into 10 to the power 9 number of base pair of chromosomes. The smallest number of genes to survive over the planet Earth is present in mycoplasma genitalium. That is 470 number of genes are present in Mycoplasma genitalium. The largest gene which is present is human dystrophin gene. The absence of this dystrophin gene leads to dystrophin protein deficiency, referred to as dystrophin protein deficiency or Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It will lead to Duchenne muscular dystrophy. The smallest gene which is present in the case of humans is the testis determining factor, which is also referred to as the smallest gene which is present. The percentage of genes present in exons, जो हमारी प्रोटीन को बनाते हैं, वो genes कितने हैं? They are 1.5% of the genes that will lead to the formation of proteins. And the average GC content in the case of humans is approximately 41%. हमारा जो GC content है वो कितना होता है? 41%. Now we have to look at the Human Genome Project. Now, what do you mean by Human Genome Project? Human Genome Project was a collaborated effort by one of the topmost funding agencies in the world, the NIH and the US Department of Energy, in a collaboration to illustrate the entire sequences of genes present in the case of humans. Humans के जीनोम में पूरे के पूरे जीन्स को आइडेंटिफाई करना, उनको कैटेगराइज करने के लिए जो प्रोजेक्ट बनाया गया था वो था ह्यूमन जीनोम प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, एंड द ह्यूमन जीनोम प्रोजेक्ट वाज फॉर्मुलेटेड बाय the US Department of Energy, NIH, with the goal to discover the map of the human genes, making them accessible for further biological studies, so that the further biological studies could be performed using the information gained through the Human Genome Project. NIH and the Celera Genomics. Plenty number of times this name has been asked. That is Celera Genomics, a non-government biotech company, a private company, togetherly announced on 14th April 2003 the completion of draft of the human genomic sequences. Okay, so the entire genomic sequences draft was being produced on the date 14th April 2003, indicating the entire sequence of nucleotides present in the human genome. पूरे human genome के अंदर जितने sequences थे, जितने जीन थे, उन सबको आइडेंटिफाई करके, कैटेगराइज करके, उनको आइडेंटिफाई किया गया, कैटेगराइज किया गया, उनका फंक्शंस बताए गए with the help of Human Genome Project. Human Genome Project aimed to improve tool for data analysis. These are the aims. Questions have been asked from these aims. Human Genome Project aims to improve tools for data analysis, save the concerned information in a database so that the database can be maintained, develop and transfer technologies to the healthcare section, and to address ethical, lethal, and social issues arising from the project. So all the ethical, social, and other different issues that could arise from that particular product were to be concerned, okay, were to be illustrated. जितने भी issues develop होंगे उन सबको देखना था. ये हमें पता लगाना था how we can store that large amount of data. The development of bioinformatics tools and techniques as well as the development of NCBI is credited to Human Genome Project. NCBI का development भी Human Genome Project के through ही हुआ था. The key important features of the Human Genome Project: the size of the human genome being 3 into 10 raised to power 9 number of base pair. The number of genes, previously it was being thought that we have more than 1 lakh number of genes, but now it has been confirmed that we just have 21,000 genes present in ourselves. Chromosome number 1 being the largest chromosome and chromosome number Y being the smallest chromosome in the case of humans. The coding sequence in the case of humans is just made up of 1.5% of the protein coding sequences, whereas 98.5% is the non-coding sequence. Non-coding sequences 98.5%. Repetitive sequences, that is ATGC repeat, moderate repeats in the form of transposons, togetherly they make 60% of our genome, of which highly repetitive DNA sequences, mini satellite and microsatellite, makes 10% of our genome. Mini satellite और microsatellite कितना genome बनाते हैं हमारा? They makes 10% of our genome, whereas 40% of our genome transposons constitute 40% of our genome, जबकि 40% transposons बनाते हैं. This one was the information gained through Human Genome Project. So this is all about the Human Genome Project for today. In tomorrow's lecture, we would be talking about the organelles genome and then about the moderately repetitive transposable elements that are called as transposons. So until then, goodbye. If you have any question, you can always WhatsApp it to me or write in the group or in the comment section. That's all for today. Good night. Bye-bye.